guys, welcome to the world. It's your bowl of noodles, slurp noodles, and chat. I am the host, Jordan Ibukwe, and today we have a very special guest. Please give it up for Aaliyah Sue.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for being on the Noodle Pod. Honestly, this is just a big opportunity, and y'all hear it. Go check her out on Instagram and go check us out on, I guess, all platforms, YouTube, whatever. But anyway, let's get into the episode. All right, Aaliyah, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
Sure. So my name's Aaliyah Sue. I'm 16 years old and I'm the founder of the Stellar Project. It's basically a nonprofit where I make bracelets and I leave them out in the world to spread kindness. I actually had started similar things when I was really little. I was 7 years old and not that many people know this about me. I had this big project called the Rainbow Rock Project before Stellar, totally unrelated. And I would paint little rainbows on rocks and then leave them out to spread kindness. And I ended up raising, from when I was 7 to around 14 years old, I raised around $15,000 for things like homeless shelters, No Kids Hungry. During COVID, I helped teachers because COVID, school was really hard, things like that. So that was kind of my first background project. And then as I'm 16 now, I turned it into the Stellar Project with making bracelets and raising awareness about teen mental health.
That's like so cool. I
Thank
remember in school, we actually, my friend, they started a botany club and they would have rocks and we would like paint the rocks with like different designs on them. So when you told me about like you like creating like rainbow rocks, I was like, oh my gosh, I just remember it's like something we did like long ago. But that's honestly amazing how you like started from a passion and then you started like realizing that this needs to be more than just a passion. It needs to like reach out to more people. I was looking into your Instagram and I saw how you help a lot of people and how like your kindness and just in your bracelets are so like impactful and it's really beautiful. And I actually do want to go into your bracelets and I want to know, can you tell
you
us
so
about the
much.
very first bracelet you've ever made and what it meant to you?
Okay, so if I'm being honest, I don't have a specific memory of like the first bracelet I've ever made. Like I always like making like art and crafts and jewelry, but ever since I was little, I've always loved like little bracelets and stuff, but specifically it was around August 2023 and for the Eras tour, I'm a really big Taylor Swift fan and me and some of my best friends were making the friendship like the kindness bracelets and all. And so I just remember having so much fun with them. We'd make all the ones, the little songs in all different colors. And then a little less than a year later, I started the Stellar Project because I was making my own bracelets and I was like, this is super fun. But the first bracelet I made for the Stellar Project, one thing that really stuck with me is we had certain beads and I really liked the color purple. It was really pretty. And so that's why it's kind of been like kind of cohesive throughout the if you look on the page, like the logo, there's some purple in it, there's some pink too, but I just really thought the purple bracelets were super pretty with the gold star because each one of them has a little gold star.
Oh my gosh. I my friend she loves Taylor Swift. So you and
Really?
her will literally be best buddies because she also loves creativity. She's an artist too. And she also has her own jewelry company. Not company, but like small business. But like honestly, what when you told me about like bracelets, I love bracelets. I just wear them sometimes, but like I love how you include kindness in your bracelets too, because it's more than just a bracelet. It's a kindness bracelet. It's talking about like giving to someone who might need it, who's down and just sad, and you really are showing it through your work that I want people to feel happy whenever they have my bracelets, and I love that movement and
Thank you.
I do want to go into the acts of kindness because kindness isn't just, just giving a bracelet to someone. It's actually doing it constantly for yourself and for other people. And I want to know what's one act of kindness from your bracelet that really surprised you or moved you?
Well, recently, this was actually just a couple days ago, I did my first workshop. So I it's a summer camp out here in Hawaii. It's called Kids Art, the Dream Lab, and I did a workshop there with like the little summer camp kids. My brother, he's 7, he was there. It was super fun. But just seeing all them being super excited and kind of like at first when I started this, I was considering like, oh, should I sell on Etsy? Like, I did that with my rocks. I would sell on Etsy and then I'd donate 10% of proceeds to No Kids Hungry. And then I was thinking with the bracelets too, like should I just keep leaving them out? But then my mom and I had this idea to do this workshop and it honestly it like blew my mind how many people like wanted to be there and were super excited. And so I feel like that was a really good example of like at first had just started with the bracelets, but then taking it further, teaching little kids, telling them kind of about like mental health, or just a little bit like how to how to kind of make someone's day, basically. And this one little girl, she came up to me and she's like 9 and she's like, "How do you spell your name?" And I was like, A-L-I-A. And she's like, "What's your favorite color?" And then she made me this little bracelet that's like pink with my name on it. I don't know if you can see, but I thought it was so cute.
So
And it
cute.
made my day. I was like, oh, that's so precious.
Oh my
Just
gosh,
little things like that.
that really hit my heart. Like, oh, she really did that for you. And that was like,
Oh,
that's so sweet. And I love how you include kids, like, I feel like they always say like hate is always taught, but once you include love and teach kids how to be kind, I feel like you can always overpower the hate because love is much more greater than hate. And so I love how you really created a workshop for kids to really understand kindness. And it's showing like she literally the little girl literally gave you a bracelet. That's like one act of kindness that she did for you.
oh.
And so it's a
Yeah.
growing movement that I believe will just extend beyond. But can you tell us little bit of your mental health journey and why it persuaded you to talk more about mental health?
Well, if I'm being honest, I've been pretty blessed my whole life to not have like chronic mental health thing because like I don't know, I kind of maintain like the same mindset. Like I've never really had an issue with like being like super anxious or super depressed throughout periods of my life. But what actually inspired me was my grandma and my mom. So I've talked about this on my page where my grandma actually she passed from depression back in March of 2021. And then my mom's had depression like basically her whole life. So that's why I say like I'm blessed because I don't have that like it's like a gene, you know? And so that's what actually inspired me because back in like in 2021 I was like 12 years old. I was still doing my rocks and stuff and then that happened and I feel like I wasn't like old enough to kind of like learn and process the whole thing that happened because it is a lot for a 12-year-old. I was kind of like okay, like she had depression her whole life and then that led to her death. But then seeing like growing up the past couple of years, like I feel like your teenage years are really formative in your life. And the past few years, I've kind of seen like so many people around me struggle with mental health. Like some of my best friends, they'll sometimes talk to me and they'll feel like anxious or depressed, or they'll be like even like hopeless sometimes. And just seeing that, seeing my mom, who has also just struggled their whole life with depression, that's really persuaded me to, especially with like teens my age, because I was so just hearing these stories, I'm like, wow, like these people go through so much and I just want to find a way to help them. I feel like an awe is for lack of a better word, but just seeing that, like I feel like grown up around that and I've always had a passion to help people.
Yeah. As like even growing now, like even being in this generation with AI, with like phones and social media, there has been a really like increase in like just depression, anxiety, especially
Yes,
in
for sure.
teens. And so I really just hearing what you said, especially when your mom and your like grandma, it's hard to see people who you love so dearly go through those things, like go through those phases. And so honestly, you learning that, seeing that I need to speak up for about mental health because it's more than just an issue. It's a growing like it's it's increasing more throughout the
Definitely.
day.
That's why I want to help like my generation, the people that are like my age, because it's like it's gonna be hard for me to talk to a bunch of like parents about. I mean, I've learned a lot from my mom and she's definitely taught me like so much in my life. But like I want to be able to help like the younger kids in my generation, like the ones that are growing up right now, so that they don't fall into these like these holes anymore. Yeah.
And I do that does lead us to the next thing that I want to talk about because this is overall humanity itself. I feel like humanity is not kind at all. If we look at our world, it's not really the best, but it really there are some moments where it's actually like really wholesome. And I want to know from you, how has running the your whole bracelet nonprofit organization changed your view on humanity and goodness?
I feel like honestly it brings a lot of light, at least into my eyes, and I mean I'm hoping to other people. Like sometimes I'll get messages when people find my bracelets because I have a little card that is in each bracelet bag because when I put them out in the world, I don't just like put the bracelet out, I put a little seller bag and a card. And on the card on the back, I'll read it to you. It says, "Hello, I'm so happy you found this bracelet. I'm Aaliyah, and I started the Stellar Project to leave little pieces of hope around the world. My bracelets are like the stars, meant to make you feel seen and remind you that you're not alone. If you find one, know that someone out there cares and believes in you. Keep shining." And then below that, there's a little section that says, "I would love to know if you found this bracelet. Find me on Instagram at the Stellar Project and tag hashtag Stellar Project. You can read my story and why I started this project there. XO Aaliyah." So here's the little card. But I think like when people find the bracelets and will actually like reach out to me, it honestly it makes my day. And they'll be like, it made my day. Like I'm really going through a rough time with yada yada yada. And I'll be like, this is so that they were actually like they had it to reach out to me and then I'll read it and I'm like, oh my gosh, like wow. And this actually happened not too long ago. There was a woman who had found one of my bracelets and the next day, I had literally left it out the day before. The next day, she reached out to me and she had mentioned how she's like a mom of two under two, and she's like she's going through a lot right now. Like, that's a lot of stress on her, and how it just like it made her really happy. Her little 1-year-old brought it to her, and I was like, this is the cutest thing ever. So just little moments like that. I feel like it's always in the little things.
Honestly, like when seeing, like you just said, like it's always the little things. I feel like people always emphasize, oh, you have to do big things to have big impacts, but really, it's just the small things, the everyday things that we always look like we overlook. It can be sometimes opening the door for someone, or
Yeah.
just saying hello, or like complimenting someone. Those small things can make someone's day. I know from someone who is like sometimes insecure, when someone comes compliments my outfit, my mood changes instantly. Like I'm the most happiest person because I know someone said my outfit looked good today and I feel
Yeah.
outstanding. So it's those small things, and I love how like when you t told us about the story about the mother, you didn't even know, and like the fact that she found your bracelets and it just warmed her heart. I bet that really showed you how big of an impact you're making in a lot of people's lives. And I do want to go into about just advice that you would give to like someone who wants to spread kindness but doesn't know like where to start.
Honestly, I feel like you don't have to do something like create a whole project because it's like if you don't have a natural passion for something, then it's like it's kind of hard to do it well, you know? And for me, I feel like it's not necessarily like I've wanted to have like an art project or a bracelet project since I was like 1 years old. Like for me, I think what my true natural passion is that I've always wanted to help people. And I feel like that's something that I was like made for. Like I was literally like born to help people. And of course, like I love bracelets, but it's like I feel like what came first was the passion to help people. And then second was like, okay, what can I do about that? And then I like found these bracelets and it's like I obviously love making them still. But I feel like what came first is like, what can I do to help people? You know? So it's like, honestly, if someone wants to start just doing the small things every day, exactly like you were just saying, I was literally going to bring that up, like holding the door open for someone, giving someone a compliment. Like, I love giving strangers compliments. The other day, there was a waitress and she was helping my family and she had these like beautiful like gold bangles on her wrist. And I was like, your bracelets are so pretty. And then it just like giving compliments to strangers, especially like they're always like, "Oh, thank you," and I just really love doing that, especially my friends too. But I feel like when it's someone you don't know, it kind of feels more like wow, I just said that, and you just have like a gratifying feeling after you're like, wow, and it starts coming back to you too. Like people will be like, "Oh, like you just said, I like your outfit," or sometimes people tell me like, "I got my hair done." They're like, "Wow, your hair's so pretty." I'll just be like, "Wow, like thank you." So just the really little things. And even if you think it's like, this isn't going to make a difference, then I feel like you have to really experience it first to see it?
Yeah, for sure. Like literally, I'm like, I think it takes a lot of confidence to really
Yeah.
go up to someone to say, you're pretty, because like we don't know like how they might react to it. And I guess that's what, how, like sometimes for me, that's sometimes I get scared because I don't know what if they don't say anything back. But really, that fear shouldn't stop you from being kind at all. Like,
Exactly.
kindness is able to be reached. Anyone can be kind. It's just that it's how I feel like it's just what the world puts in our hearts to think like, oh, you don't have to be kind to someone to like do this. But really, kindness can go take you a long way in life. Don't
Mm,
like it can literally take you a long way to life. So trust me, be kind, especially to yourself. We always need to be
yes.
tell ourselves that, take time off. If you need a break, take a break. If you need to
Put
just
yourself first.
Right,
Mhm.
put yourself first. Like honestly, you're also important. You're a living human being who is functioning in this world, and so you need a break as well. But I do want to take a little quick break on this episode and tell my viewers out there who are watching, please go check out Aaliyah and her nonprofit organization, Stellar Projects. I will link it in the bio so you guys can go check it out. It's honestly phenomenal. Please go check it out and support and grow her mission to beyond just the United States so it can be a global impact as well. And please go check us out, The World's Your Bowl of Noodles. And yeah, on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and so on and so forth. But yeah, thank you for watching, and let's get back into the episode. But this is a really funny question. I want to know if your bracelets had a theme song, what would it be?
I saw this question and this is literally like my favorite one because at first I was thinking about it and then I feel like it came so clear to me because it's like back to where I had started, like what I was saying about how when I had started the bracelets, it was around the time of the Eras tour and then I'm based in California, so then I had gone in August when she was here in California and during the whole bracelet making process and during the whole Eras tour, a lot of people would kind of put the song like "You're on Your Own, Kid," which sounds really like oh like you're on your own, but like they kind of like associate that with the Eras tour because it had a line in it that says "So make the friendship bracelets," and then a lot of people during the Eras tour they kind of like posted that like it was a big thing, and then I actually got that as my surprise song because I don't know if you know this, Taylor Swift does two surprise songs in her concert in the acoustic section and I got that as my surprise song and it was so like just the most perfect moment to hear that with my best friends after we made these bracelets like listening to that song on repeat and the whole summer leading up to it. So then when I started my own project, I was having so much fun making these bracelets and I would just always think about that song because it says so make the friendship bracelets and it kind of it's kind of just like a song that's meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
It's about like kind of growing up, getting older, and yeah, so I'd probably say that song, even though it sounds like it's a really sad song. It can be, but I think it's also just like it's just been there the whole time.
I definitely get what you mean. I've heard a song before, and I was surprised when you said that because I was like, "Wait, are you talking about this exact song?"
Yeah.
But like, I get what you mean, though. I feel like music can be perceived differently from like different people, and so I can see where you're coming from with that lyric because I actually
Yeah.
know the song too. So I was
Really?
listening to it back and back, and I was like, "Oh, I know the lyric she's talking about," and
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
get it. That really does connect with your mission, and I absolutely love that for you because. I don't know. I don't think I have a theme song for my thing. I think I do. I just haven't used it yet, but I'm
What would yours be if you had to choose?
that's the thing. Like I don't know if there's like much songs that have wait, Kendrick Lamar. Like
Uh,
ramen noodles.
uh-huh.
Ramen noodles 7 days rapping like it's hot.
Oh,
I'm gonna use that like just one line because it's like the world is your bowl of noodles. I'm gonna use that one line for it. But I
right.
I do want to get back to the idea of kindness, and I want to know from you, what does kindness mean to you on a personal level?
I feel like it's always been really important to me. Like I was saying, like with my project, I obviously like I love making the bracelets so much. I love making the rocks too. But like I feel like those things can kind of grow over time and transform. So like right now I'm really into the bracelets, but like when I was younger, I was really into making the rocks. But then the reason why I changed it up is because as I got older, I grew out of making like the little rainbows on rocks. Like I still loved it, but my passion wasn't as strong for it. But I still wanted to help people. So then that's why I changed it to the bracelets. So I feel like kindness to me, like on a personal level, it isn't just like whatever art project you do or whatever, like whatever this, that, this, like it's actually like it's really important to make an impact on the people that you're trying to help. And so just trying to help other people and try just like whatever they need, especially when someone's struggling, like if someone just needs you to listen to them, like if a friend just needs me to listen to them, then I'll listen. If they want advice, then like I'll try my best to give them advice. But like just doing small things too. So like overall, I don't know, it's always had a really big impact in my life. I feel like I honestly can't put into words because I just literally feel like it's what I was born for. Like I feel like I was born to help people, and I know that sounds like what, but I've just always wanted to kind of like give back to the world and spread love and kindness.
Exactly. It's your passion, and you might not have words to describe it, but it's something that you
Exactly.
feel deep in your heart that you know you need to do in this life that you have.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like, I feel like everyone in their life has a chance and has given a purpose to give back to the world, to give back to people. And so, if we take that, because we have the ability, we have the power, it's just how we use it, how if we use it for our own ways or if we use it for the world. And I love that you really do want to give back to the world and be a light for many people and,
Mhm.
the globe. And I do want to know, like, do you think kindness can be revolutionary? Something truly that changes systems, not just moments.
I think it can be because it's like I feel like when people are like just mean and rude, they sometimes don't realize like how their words or their actions affect other people. But I think if everyone was like just a little nicer, and especially being like a teenager, like sometimes people are so mean, and I literally see it. Like sometimes even like my friends, and I'll just be like I'm just waiting for them to kind of realize, or one day maybe it'll like get back to them, like it'll hit them and realize like, oh, I shouldn't be saying these things or I shouldn't have done that, you know? Like sometimes even the people around you just like they don't even realize it and it's like especially like when it's like your friends or people like around your age, like classmates and stuff, sometimes it's hard to tell them and be like, hey, like you shouldn't say that or whatever, because especially like you're kind of on the same like level, like power dynamic. So then they could be like, what do you like what do you have to say that I can't say that, you know? But just like kind of waiting, and that's not my job either. It's not my job to be like the kindness police and be like, you can't say that. Like just kind of doing my own best to be kind and hoping that has an impact on other people. Like especially things like when I was doing the workshop with little kids, seeing them all like be so happy and they all seem like they really love not just making the bracelets, but then writing the little notes. Because I'll give you an example. Here, one of my bracelets, like I have them like this, so little note cards in the back and the bracelets in the bag. And so seeing the little kids like write the little notes, like they're writing them to people if they want to just leave them out and have people find them, or like their family. So one of them was like, I love you so much, mommy. I love you so much, daddy. It was like, this is the most precious thing ever. So just seeing their little acts of kindness too, and seeing like maybe they're gonna spread it onto their friends and stuff like that. I think it really can be revolutionary. Just like doing little small acts of kindness a day, and then eventually like overcoming the mean things and the mean actions that people say. And people will realize as they get older, especially teenagers, like, I shouldn't post that, I shouldn't say that, and stuff like that.
It's like a domino effect. Once someone does,
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
yeah, like definitely. And especially being a teenager, it's really
Yeah.
hard. It's sad. It's like really sad. It's really hard not to be mean because
Well, I'll admit, I'm not perfect either. Like, I've definitely said stuff that I regret, and it's like, I'm definitely not perfect. Like sometimes if I'll get really agitated or sometimes I'll take stuff out on my brothers or like snap at one of my friends or even parents. Like I'm not perfect at all. Like I'll get mad sometimes, but then I always go back and apologize after.
exactly.
That's one thing that I try to do. And then I mean, that's probably like, I'd say like 5% of the time, and the other 95% of the time, I try and be really happy and positive and stuff like that. But it's like things do get to me. Like, I get exhausted, I get tired, I get stressed out, and then I'll get like, I'll get,
Trust me, I'll get flustered. Like if you
yeah,
keep
exactly.
pushing my buttons,
Yeah,
my patience runs. I don't have like,
exactly.
steady patience that some people think I do.
And no one does.
No one
It's
does.
literally almost impossible. Like, it is impossible because it's like no one's like perfect.
Yeah,
And like, I don't mean it in any way like I'm not perfect at all. And I don't want to like imply like I'm not just like, oh, like happy-go-lucky 24/7. Like, I definitely do get stressed, especially like going into junior year as both of us are. It's a very stressful time in high school. And just like there's so much around the world that's just like sometimes I'm like, wow.
like sometimes I'll catch myself doom scrolling and I'm like,
Mm.
girl, put your phone down. Like
Yeah.
this is what's causing you
You-
to get stressed.
uh,
And I'm not even past 30 and I'm already like getting this anxious. Like you need to
uh-huh.
slow down,
Yeah.
especially like high school. It's not even just like school, it's just people. People can really be very annoying. And I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I'm in the hallway walking to my class and it's like what, third period and like someone's like coming straight towards me and I'm trying to move, right? But I can't. The hallways are like crowded. People are trying to get what
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
Bump into someone and they start saying all this stuff and I'm like, bro, I'm literally trying to make way for you and that just really makes me mad. But I have to remember, I don't know what that person might be going through. I don't know if they're having a
Exactly.
bad day. And so we have to set an example, I guess, sometimes when other people are down. Like we have to like show people like this is what we should be in moments like this. Because maybe people don't know how to like act or be kind. So you have to be an example sometimes to some people, like, I'm not gonna gossip like you. I'm gonna be your friend, but I'm not gonna like continue to hate. Like
Yeah.
that's something I'm not trying to do. But I do want to know if you could plant one belief about kindness into every young person's heart, what would it be and why?
I feel like we've touched on this, but I really do believe, and this kind of goes with everything, like everything in life, the small things do matter. And I feel like people don't realize that the small acts of kindness, they actually can have an impact. Like me leaving a bracelet out, it's not like I'm like curing every single person in the world's like mental health and but if one person finds it and it makes one person's day better, then that makes me happy. Just like the small things that happen. And another thing is like just kind of like taking into account like people go through things that I feel like people don't realize people go through things. So just realizing that everyone, it's like the idea of like Sonder, like everyone has different lives, 8 billion people in the world, like everyone is going through different things, and you never really know. You never truly know. Like, if you were to see my grandma, for example, she would just seem like a happy old, like, she loved crocheting, like a happy old lady that loved crocheting. So it's just like you never really know what someone is truly going through. And then when she passed, it was kind of like, I feel like that would surprise a lot of people because you'd see her and she like loved the color pink and crocheting her little animals and she'd always buy us toys, like it's just you kind of just gotta try and be the best person you are and try to spread kindness in small ways because people could be going through really hard times and that could really uplift them.
That's basically everything. I feel like that sums up the whole like episode. Really try to be the kindest you can. Like it's
Mhm.
hard. It's gonna be really hard, but you never know what people are going through. You never know how their life may be. And it's really like it's almost like a veil. Like we only see the outside, but never the inside of someone's heart. And
Exactly.
so we have to really be a kind person and sometimes it is hard. Don't get me wrong, it is so hard to be kind, but
Yeah, and also to be positive.
right. Like extremely positive because in a world full of negativity, be a light, be someone's
Exactly.
positivity. And so I do want to end this with one more last question. And I always
Mhm.
ask people who come into my noodle pod this one question. And I want to know, what is your favorite bowl of noodles?
I was waiting for this one because I don't know because there's so many. Like there's so many good ones. I'm not that picky, so I love ramen. I love the eggs, like the soft boiled eggs. Those are so good.
So good.
And what else? There's also like I'm sure this counts. Like, have you had like Chinese like the long noodles? Like, do you know what I'm talking about? The longevity noodles. Those are really good. I'm part Chinese, so I'm mainly Chinese. I'm part Viet and part Chinese, but also pho, that's really good. And if you're even counting like mac and cheese has been my favorite food since I was like 4. I don't know if that counts or not, but that's been my favorite food since I was 4.
I feel like the debate about what is a noodle is hard because I don't know what a noodle is. I thought like macaroni and like, anything that's noodle like is noodle.
Like
But
pasta. I feel like that's more pasta, not really noodle.
I think so. I don't know.
I
I'm
don't know.
still learning how to like what a noodle, but pasta, yes. Pasta, like anything like bow ties. I love pasta salad. I love myself with
Yeah.
good mac and cheese, but I also love myself pho. No, it's pho. I always say pho because PHO, but it's pho. And I also love myself, I guess I love like those like Korean noodles. It's
Oh, I
like
love those.
I think it's called
Udon?
budok.
Udon?
Udon too, but like budok.
Oh, bulldog. Bulldog is so good.
I love it. I love everything. And also, I really want to try tteokbokki. I hear a lot of people say it's good,
Yeah, it's really good.
really good. See, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I'm just my dream trip, and I always tell people this because I'm right now learning Chinese. My dream trip is
Really?
yes, ni hao.
I just was. I was learning a little bit of Chinese on Duolingo like recently, the past couple of weeks, but then I don't know. I was like, because my grandparents speak it, my dad speaks a little bit, so I was like, this is super cool, but I didn't learn too much. It was just a little like simple phrases.
Girl, my Duolingo streak is frozen. I haven't gotten that thing for 2 weeks. Like it's so bad. Like I need to go back because I have my biliteracy test like this year, and so I'm just like, golly.
Wow.
I need to get to it, but it's a learning process. I'm still learning. Like, I'm surprised I know a few words, but like, I can speak okay with it. I'm not like the best. So, but I love that. Like, I just love noodles. My whole pockets is noodles. So, but
Mhm.
honestly, just thank you for just being here. This is honestly amazing. I
Thank
love the
you.
conversation and just keep being a light. You're so like positive, and I love just the energy that you radiate. You are honestly amazing, and just keep being you and keep growing. That's why
Thank you so
keep
much.
going. Thank you.
Jordan, what you do is amazing, and thank you so much for having me.
I'm
I'm really grateful, and talking to you was honestly, this is like making my day. Like you're so much fun, your smile's so bright too. You're just, I love everything you're doing, and you're gonna go far with it.
Thank you so much. I love you so much. Have a wonderful
I
day
love you.
and stay positive.